Hello and welcome to another Fairy Elephant Effect podcast. And today I'm pretty excited because I have joining us all the way from USA, Brandy Graham. And she's known as a legacy liberator and identity coach, helping driven women break free from old patterns and self-sabotage and step into a legacy of worth. I love that. Welcome aboard, Brandy. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, that's so cool. Um, you've had over 20 years in the beauty industry and has had a front row seat to the private struggles women carry and the silent weight of perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and generational narratives, which is a really big thing, generational narratives. And today you blend oh my gosh, my tongue is getting twisted this morning. I must be too overexcited. Neuroscience, identity work, and generational healing to guide women into what she calls the safe to become space. Feeling safe anywhere is so wonderful, isn't it?
Yes.
And you help, people calm their nervous systems. And when we feel safe, the future opens wide. So, Randy, what sort of thing do you read a little bit of my Fairy Elephant Effect book, and I just want to clarify something. So a stylist, did that mean you did makeup? Or here in New Zealand, we have beauty therapists who do makeup and stuff, and then we have hairdressers. So what was your particular expertise?
Well, a licensed cosmetologist. So my license encompasses hair, skin, and the skin is including makeup and nails. But predominantly, I do hair.
Oh, wow. So that's a huge range. We usually here, someone who's a hairdresser here in New Zealand just does hair, but you actually cover everything. That's wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so being in the chair, hairdressers are known to be kind of therapists in what we call them in New Zealand, because you get to hear the stories. You get to, see these women coming in pain. And so, you've spent this work for years listening to their stories. And at what point did you realize you wanted to take those conversations further and move into coaching?
Well, my favorite part of the whole experience of being behind the chair is building the relationships and the rapport with my clients, because it's about going deeper for me. That's what I enjoy. Because for most of my life, I've really been fascinated with psychology and human behavior and a little bit of neuroscience too, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
it's more than it's more than just transforming their appearances behind the chair. What really excites me is to go beneath the surface. Why do they feel the way that they do? What are the beliefs that they carry? Why are they showing up this way? And like, what are the patterns that they keep repeating? That's always intrigued me. So coaching only made sense to bring together the things that I love most: surface and soul, beauty and psychology.
yeah. And I think that surface and soul, I think that's a winner, because a lot of people will live a life where they want people to get an impression of them, and that's that surface thing. And they think, oh, I look good, I've done this, and now people are going to see me in a way. But when you get to the soul, it's how you see yourself, and you're
Yeah.
able to get deeper down in there and help people really connect. And I think that's rather beautiful. And so you are now moving more to the coaching stage rather than being working behind the chair so much. And how's that transition going for you? What's been the highlights or even the struggles? Because other people out here can relate to some of the, it's not in a straight line, is it?
Right. No, it's actually been good because I've learned that I'm not separate from the women that I service. I am them. I've sat in my own version of the same chair. So doing the work that I've done and all the information that I've taken in, I want to be of service. I want to help. I want to add value. And I want to make that impact to be more than just a superficial impact. I want it to be a soul impact, a life transformative impact. And that's what coaching offers.
Wow, Brandy, I really feel that. I feel that your mission for being here, your reason, your purpose is really connected to everything that you do. And yeah, that's so powerful. And so I sent you a bit about Fairy Elephant, a book, effect book that I've written. And did you
Yes,
see yourself in any of those themes or stories?
absolutely. Yes.
And so what is there one that you could share with us that, how you thought, oh, I know that story, or I felt those feelings?
Well, kind of similar to you, my perception from reading that is that you had a critical mother, and I
Mm,
had a very critical mother, and that shaped my inner dialogue. And so that impacted the entire, like, my life overall. So I didn't do like the work alone to overcome that. I was also bullied in school, and I think you may have experienced something kind of similar. So I had a lot of negative inner dialogue that I needed to overcome, eliminate, so that I can move forward in
yeah.
my life.
Well, and that is true, and when we start from that place, we have a really poor version of ourselves. We don't see that we have value. We don't even
Mhm.
know that we could do anything in the world. But when
Yeah.
we eliminate, and it is about eliminating those negative thoughts, because we can do that. We don't have to just keep cycling around and then they're back again. We can actually get rid of them. And then we can be the powerful woman that we become, and we can start moving powerfully in the world as well.
I honestly, I
So
have to say, I'm sorry,
yeah,
Elizabeth. I didn't know at the time, though, before I realized how negative that voice was, I didn't know that I had power over my thoughts or power over my mind. So it was
yes.
almost kind of like me becoming more conscious, more aware, and coming back online and into my body in order to say, wait, hold on, I actually have some agency, all the agency over this. And I don't have to be the things that I was told. I don't have to outsource my self-worth anymore.
Yeah, and you're quite right. And when you think about um, the negative, the way that you moved in the world, we all did, until we get awareness that there is something else, we kind of like, oh, this is it. This is my
Yeah.
life. This,
Yeah.
this is how it's going to be, and my life is going to have less than lots of times. And you're right, it's awareness. And when you get awareness, then you can make different choices, and then you realize. And I like to use the word sovereign. We become sovereign, the king or queen of who we
Yes.
are. And that's the thing. I think society and even our parents, they've lived in that society, so they've just regurgitated the rubbish that's out there. And when we can have awareness and start thinking, wow, I'm a king or a queen, I have sovereignty over my body and my mind and my thoughts, then we become very powerful. But we have to get awareness first and be willing to then take the steps to make the permanent changes, which you would have done.
Yes. It kind of reminds me of one of your podcast episodes about words are a portal, or your words are a portal.
Yes.
It's so true. It's so true. The words are so powerful.
Because the first person that's always listening is us. And
Hmm.
so if we are saying, I can do this is the right place for me, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, then that's going to take us somewhere. If we can say, I can't do this, I'm rubbish, I'm never going to be out. Well, of course, that's going to take us a different way. So our words create our life. And, I don't know but, our thoughts and our words connect to our emotions, and then our emotions connect to our actions and non-actions. So it's a cup of tea: thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. So what are we
Absolutely.
drinking? What are we taking in today and
Mhm.
using to drive us forward? And that's great. I'm pleased that you listen to the podcast. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, now that you're coaching, what are you most excited about setting up or creating for your clients?
I'm most excited about supporting them, walking side by side with them, guiding them to have freedom. Freedom from their story, freedom to live life on their terms, to have joy and peace, and to have self-worth, because I think so many women don't have true self-worth. And I want them to be able to live authentically, whatever that means for
Mm,
them.
yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. And being authentic um, is a very, very big word, because being authentic means that you've had to clean out the cupboard of all the negative thoughts, of all the impressions and expectations of other people, and come to you in a way of, I'm going to say again, sovereignty, that you are allowed to be completely who you are, and that's wonderful. Mm. So do you have any offers or programs coming up that listeners you know could know about?
Yes, actually, I've just recently launched my Safe to Become program, which is a 6-month private, customized coaching journey. And it actually SAFE stands for something. I've created an acronym. So the S is see the patterns that are keeping you stuck in safe.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
is
beautiful.
allow the truth. And F is free yourself from what I call the polished prison that need to be perfect and to keep proving yourself. And E really is the final piece, which is to embody the new you, the version of you who is grounded, worthy, safe, and authentic.
Wow, that is really good. I love acronyms. That's so good. I love that. And for anybody out there, you can reach out. I'm going to put all of Brandy's information at the bottom of the podcast. And plus, yeah, anybody want to jump on that, I think that'll be a great journey.
Thank
Hey,
you.
that'd be fantastic. And so, in closing, but we're not quite at closing, because I want to just mention before we get to that you and I met in Boss Ladies, which is
Yes.
run by Candace Dorsey, and it is for women like us who want to come along and collaborate, get to know, and share who we are to the world. And so I'm going to leave some information about that as well, because that connection couldn't have happened if we didn't meet in Boss Ladies.
Yes. We were
Yeah.
energetically aligned. That's what it
Yes,
was.
we were, and it's been fantastic. I found that Boss Ladies has been a great place to meet like-minded people like yourself. And I just want a bit of a shout out to Candace, because she's doing a great job bringing that
Absolutely.
all together. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So, if you could give one piece of advice to someone who feels like they're not allowed to take the first step towards change, what would you say to them?
Well, I'd first say that they don't need permission. You have to make a
Mm,
decision. That's the first step. Decide that your life and your peace and your legacy and your joy, it matters. So decide that you're worth choosing. And that's where everything starts to shift.
mm. You're worth choosing. Isn't that a lovely statement? Because a lot of people don't think they are worth choosing. Everybody else is more important than them. And so, yeah, I would like to thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today on the
Thank you for
podcast.
having me.
And it's just, I think you're going to do really well. I can just feel the energy between, even though we're on the screen here, I can feel the energy and the love and the commitment and the transformational tools that you're going to help people change their life. Mm.
Yeah, thank you.
You're most welcome. And I'll leave, as I say to the listeners, I'll leave all the information you can get hold of Brandy, because it could be just what you're looking for. So bye for now, everybody.
Bye.